Welcome, everyone. There are many things we celebrate all year long, and one that cannot be missed, of course, is Halloween. Celebrated in many countries all around the world, we all have our unique point of view on it. So this week, we will explore and share our personal experiences and tradition of this spooky holiday. Now, today, sadly, Fiction won't be with us. We found out what happened with his computer. His motherboard is dead, so he's waiting for the replacement. So today's going to be just me, Stream Arcadad.
Whiplash Wolf.
And we have...
I'm Kit Clausen.
All right, so guys, I'm going to start with you, Whiplash. What do you enjoy the most about Halloween and the season of fall/autumn?
See, for me, Halloween is like, I enjoy Halloween. It's really, I like spooky and like horror. But at the same time, Halloween for me is my mom's birthday, because she was born on Halloween. So I mainly celebrate that now, especially as a grown-up. But during the rest of the month, I do like putting up decorations, because why not? Always gotta get into the spirit of it. And also, autumn weather. So you live in Canada, so it's always cold up there. But in Florida,
it is beautiful.
In Florida, it's wonderful right now. Oh my god, it's so good outside. It's 68, 70 degrees. It's perfect weather for like anything. It's actually 48 this morning, which felt great.
Yeah, it did.
What about you, Kit?
I love Halloween. I love the fall weather. Whiplash and I, we're pretty well on the same latitude, so we get a lot of similar weather patterns. I absolutely love this time of year. The weather felt fantastic today. It was almost chilly, but down here in the south, it'll go from like summer weather to cold overnight. There's no transition. It's either hot or it's cold. Yeah. So it was a bit surprising.
Yeah, see, like for us, we don't have like fall weather. We just have hot, and then we have cold. There's like no mild warm. There's no warm or slightly cold. It's just hot, cold. Sucks.
It's interesting. Well, I can say, being up north in the province of Quebec, I absolutely love fall because it's the time of season where all the trees are changing colors, and it's absolutely beautiful for paramotoring as well. The scenery is absolutely gorgeous, and the temperature is a lot more comfortable. Now, we do get those drops a lot more in a more subtle way compared to you guys, but we're at the state where like you're right on the edge of wearing like a jacket or something. I still go outside in t-shirt, but it starts to be on the chilly type of side of thing. And also for me, Halloween is like one of my favorite holidays, which is kind of weird because my father passed away on Halloween, but I love like dressing myself up into a character, costumes, makeup, and all that stuff. It's something I really get into, and it's kind of the same reason why I love VR as well. Is you can't escape reality and become somebody else and play a character, and I find that quite appealing. But Whiplash, what tradition did you have for Halloween when you were younger? Did you trick or treat? Did you go with friends or with your family? What did you do during on the 31st of October?
See, since it was my mom's birthday, what we would do is we would celebrate it during the daytime, especially if it was like on a weekend day. And then during nighttime, my parents would just drive us around to houses that were, around the block, something like that. Because technically, I didn't really live to anyone like close, because I lived out in the country, like the country. Dirt roads were our thing. So we just kind of like drove to houses and just got candy as a child. What was I as a kid? I can't remember what I actually was used to dress up as. I think like I used to dress up like as a McDonald's fry box.
That's amazing. I like that.
It was something interesting at least. But now as an adult, I really don't go get costumes or cosplay because I have a $5,000 carpet in my closet I'll wear for Halloween. Because, I mean, it just happens to be the same thing. It's technically a costume, a very expensive one, so why not wear it?
Yeah, it sure
while you're
makes
handing out
perfect
candy.
sense. I mean, those suits are so expensive, you gotta make the most out of them, so it makes perfect sense to me. What about you, Kit?
Oh man, when I was a kid, we would dress up every year. Me and my two sisters. Every year. I think 3 years in a row, I was one Power Ranger or another. I was a couple of different Mortal Kombat characters growing up. I was always one of those like superhero type costumes. We would always go to my grandmother's house because she lived in a nicer neighborhood than we did. So we would stop there first, and then we would go trick-or-treating in her neighborhood.
How long did you usually go trick-or-treating for?
We would go maybe 2 hours around the neighborhood. And then
sounds about right
once
for
it
me as
started
well.
getting dark and cold, then it was time to pack up and go home.
Yeah. I kind of did the same too. When I was younger, Halloween was really my favorite thing, like I mentioned earlier. We would go, it was me, my sister, and my brother, and usually what would happen is my mother would stay home and give treats and candy, and we would walk around with my father. Now sometimes my mother did give out candy, sometimes she didn't, so it really varied, but most of the time she would give out candy. And we after going out for a few rounds over the years, we kind of figured out where the best spots were, so we would usually drive there first to get the most amount of candy in our bags as soon as possible, and then we would walk areas where we know that there was a lot of people going through. So it was always with my family. I've never really done it with friends, but it was a very unique family gathering event for the year, so it was fun. So you mentioned earlier, Whiplash, you were dressed up as McDonald French fry. Did you had any other costumes when you were a kid? And if so, if you have a different one, which one was your favorite?
See, that's the hard thing, trying to remember. I really don't remember much of my childhood, except for like playing video games. Well, because like I said, because Halloween was more about my mom's birthday, so I really never cared about getting candy as much as a child. Like, I wanted to do it, but it only lasted until like 8 or 9 years old, and then I kind of stopped doing it. So I really didn't dress up too much, because like I said, it was my mom's birthday, so I celebrated that more.
What about you, Kit? What was your favorite costume from all the ones that you worn?
I think my favorite costume was probably Raiden from Mortal Kombat. That's something about the hat that he has made it really cool. I had the full top to bottom Halloween costume for Raiden. He's always been a cool character though. Yeah.
Yeah.
The lightning power, he was always like the guardian. He was one of the heroes, but he wasn't the main character.
I think Raiden has a pretty interesting backstory too, concerning his powers, where he comes from, and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing those hats, those triangular hats. I think they're really cool. I've been seeing like modern cyberpunk version of these, where you can kind of see through the lid, and they're putting slits so you can kind of tilt down but still look out. I think those are kind of cool. I dressed up as a few things when going to Halloween. I used to. My parents were in the military, so it was something I was really into. My mother, at some point, she got me like a full flight suit for a pilot, because she was in the air division of the military. So I would dress up at those, and then I found out later about zombies, and then I was completely obsessed with zombies, and I would buy like latex and clay, and I would like do scars on my face and stuff. I did it for like 4 or 5 years. I just enjoyed doing it so much. It's so great. But yeah, I think doing the zombies was really cool. Later on, I tackled bigger project like my Master Chief armor, but at that point I stopped trick-or-treating because I was just getting too old. But you drove around to trick-or-treat. What was the most impressive house or scariest house you visited during your trick-or-treating, if you remember?
I don't remember what the houses looked like. I was more focused on what was inside of my trick or treat bucket.
Makes sense.
I really don't remember what the houses looked like back then. I can think of what some of the houses look like nowadays as I'm driving by, but I don't have a good answer for that one.
It's weird because when we're kids, we go to a bunch of places, but we never really connect the dots on where there are locally. And then you get older, you start driving, and you're like, "Oh, that's where that was. That was right next to us." It's so funny when it
Yeah.
happens. Did you have moments like that too, Whiplash? Driving around since you drive a lot?
Yes, very much so. But I've like realized a lot of things that make me feel older. So seeing houses don't make me feel that old anymore.
Oh boy, yeah. And so concerning candies and stuff, we can gather up quite a few in one night, and it's pretty crazy. I don't know how big your how do you say that? Collecting your heist of candy? I don't know what to say it. What was it?
Your haul.
How do you a haul? There you go, a haul of candy. What was your favorite candy back then when you were a kid, and the thing you would hope you would have in your haul every single time?
Reese's Puffs. Not Reese's Puffs,
Reese's
Reese's.
Puffs.
Just Reese's. I keep saying Reese's Puffs. God. No, like Reese's. Like Reese's. Oh my god. Fucking Reese's were my favorite candy as a child. That or Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Rolls are still my favorite, actually.
Yeah, I think we talked about it on the last episode. You were all over those Tootsie Rolls.
Well, the Varus and the Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, I forgot to mention when I was a kid. I know close to my area there was there was that one house that actually made the news, and they would decorate the hell out of their backyards. And over the years, they build like animatronics of like dead people coming out of coffins, coming out of the ground. They had like ghosts flying and stuff, and it was always something to see. And they had that vibe, and yeah, pretty much. I'm like. Had a really intense vibe, and it was really great. They were fairly generous on candy too, so that was always nice, but it was not necessarily scary. It was just fun. My favorite candy I really loved, it's really hard because I love so many of them, but I had those gumballs that looked like eyes or mini pumpkins, and when you would chew on them, they had a little sour paste on the inside of the bubble gum.
Yes.
Which I really love. I was all about sour candy, and
Yes.
I love, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
There was also those like hot dogs and burgers, gummy hot dogs, gummy burgers, and pizza. I really like playing with these too. Those were like my favorite back then. Oh
I never
boy.
ate
Oh,
them
gosh.
myself.
No. I love gummy candies, and I really love sour candies. Like even like okay, so it's 3 feet away from me right now. I have some incredibly sour balls.
Oh yeah.
Like the sour candy from my childhood is weak nowadays compared to what I remember it being. It used to be so sour when I was growing up, but now it's just weak. So I had to get online and find some candy that was really sour, and I did. And I can't eat more than 2 of these in one day, or it will actually irritate the inside of my mouth.
Well, it must be pretty bad for like acid reflux as well, man. Those
Oh,
can
God.
be very damaging.
I love it so much, but it is 20 seconds of absolute hell until you get that top layer of sour off. Oh my God, it is so awful, but I love it.
Yeah,
try
I
it
used
now.
to love. Do you enjoy sour candies? Do you like to
I do.
put
I like
yourself
sour
through that
candy.
pain?
Hey, it can't be as bad as
I'll have
hot
to
sauce.
send you a link.
Or what
Do
you
it.
should do is you buy some, and an FWA 2024, we could probably eat some when we're gonna do our live episode recording. That could be interesting.
Yes.
I think
Yes,
that'd be
that's a
great.
good
Oh
idea.
my God.
But I'll take
We
one
are gonna
together.
have another drink.
Let's see who lasts the longest.
It's gonna be an interesting battle, but I'll keep some Tums and anti-acid tablets close by just in case. I can't even drink sour puss anymore. It destroys my stomach. I hate it.
Oh,
Well, those airheads too, they were great, or lemon heads. But I find them weak nowadays. They're so easy
Yeah.
to eat to me.
I know their heads.
yeah. I don't know
Or
what
pop rocks.
happened.
Great too.
And nerds.
Oh yes, nerds. The ones that change color too.
I just
I think
eat
they
the
were.
entire box. I literally just like open the top of the box and go, and just eat it.
What was the biggest haul? Like, what did you use to go trick or treating? Did you use like a tote bag? Did you use like a little plastic bucket or lantern, or a pillowcase or something to go trick or treating?
I remember the biggest haul I got. I was using like so it wasn't like it was a Halloween bag, but you know, like the bags you get for like, you know, if you go into a grocery place and they have like those cold bags and such, they're like open up. Well, it was one of those, but not, you know, made for cold. It was like a giant Halloween bag, and I had that probably 3/4 of the way filled up.
Damn, that's a lot of candy. That's like what, 15 pounds, 20 pounds of candy?
Too much.
How long would that last you?
It lasted like 2 years.
Oh, really? So you still
my
had
God.
candy from the previous year?
Yeah, I think the year afterwards, the year I didn't even go trick or treating. I was like, I have candy still from like 2 years ago.
Oh my god.
What about you, kid? What did you use to go
Uh,
trick or treating?
So me and my sisters, we had jack-o'-lantern shaped buckets. They were orange buckets that had a handle and they had the face on it. I do remember the one year my bucket filled up and we weren't done yet, so I dumped it out in the car and just started over. And
What was your biggest haul you ever
that was-
gotten?
that was that year. But it was only enough candy to last me until Christmas.
Oh, really?
I used to eat a lot of candy back in the day. So it was a lot, but I ate a lot.
Well, did your mom or father like apply any sort of rule? It's like, okay, for lunch going back to school, you're allowed 3 pieces of candy or 4 or 5. No, they just go grab whatever you want. They didn't care.
No, as long as there were certain times a day where they told us don't eat any snacks or junk food. I'm about to start cooking dinner. But aside from that, no, it was just whatever.
That's great. I think I didn't really have one of those plastic bins and stuff. I know that McDonald's, they were giving some of them, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I think I can't remember what we were using. I think we were using pillow bags at some point, and we would fill these like at least halfway to 3/4 of the way. And I don't know if you guys got these, but we had miniature like chip bags and stuff. These would take like huge amount of space for barely nothing at all. It was almost frustrating. But we would gather up probably anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds each of us. And we would just like lay them down when we got home after an hour or two. We would just lay it on the floor and kind of separate things and like trade in between each other. Did you guys do that at all? Like with your siblings, just trading candy?
Oh, absolutely.
My brother is 7 years apart from me, so didn't really do that with him.
My mother had to restrict the amount of candy my brother, sister, and I would eat because otherwise we would be sugar high all night long, and we were kind of hyperactive when we were kids. So yeah, my mother and father tried to keep us in check just to make sure and not eat before dinner, of course. So they were like 3 or 5 pieces in our lunchbox for school. But yeah, it's great. It's good souvenirs. Oh, I miss those days.
Ugh. Everything was so much
Same.
easier back then.
Yeah. Being a kid, this is a weird thing to think about. It's like, I mean, it's just the truth though. Like being a kid, you don't have to worry about anything except just going to school. And then as soon as you get out of school, is job, school, work, no friends, work, school.
Yeah, it's just insane amount of working because you're trying to save up for a house, get out of your parents' place. Because usually at that time you've reached a point where like, okay, this is not working out anymore. I need to go. Kind of what happened with me. But I knew that moving out, it would make my relationship with my parents better, which it absolutely did, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys dress up at school as well when you were going when you were younger? Did your school have like a Halloween day?
Yes. I can't remember what it was. I think like on Halloween, you could just come to school as whatever you wanted to dress up as. I just can't remember if I did it. I think I did. I just really can't remember my costumes. Jesus Christ. I can't remember. I want to remember, but I can't. I just remember the fry box because that was funny to me.
Whiplash going to school dressed up like what was his name? Fry Master?
Fry Master?
No, I'm thinking of Master Shake.
Oh,
who is?
You mean
Frylock?
Yeah, Frylock.
And what I just did was a very bad idea.
What's that?
Oh my God.
Have you ever seen Hunger Thing Hunger Force?
I don't think so.
It's stupid.
What is it?
We will have
What
to
is it again?
expose you later. It is stupid, but it's funny.
What about you, Kit? Did you dress up at school going for Halloween?
Yeah, we dressed up a lot more in elementary school, but once I got to middle school, like 6th grade and upwards, they didn't really do as much for Halloween. But in elementary school we absolutely did. It was fun going to school and seeing all your friends dressed up as different things.
Was there like a particular costume that you really remember that really like marked you? That you remember?
Not really. Like I said, I was typically dressed up as either a Power Ranger or a ninja of some shape, form, or fashion. So that was the majority of my childhood.
What was your favorite Power Ranger?
Probably the Blue Ranger. The Blue Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
What was this creature? His vehicle? I didn't watch much of the Power Rangers, so I'm apologizing ahead of time if I get these terms wrong. But their vehicle, they all shaped like animals and creatures, right?
The Zords. He was the Triceratops.
Oh, Triceratops. Okay.
But he was the brains of the group.
Oh, the centerpiece.
No. The red one was typically the leader.
Oh.
The actor that played the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, though, he actually is part of the LGBT community.
Oh, I did not know that. Interesting.
Me either. Nice.
Yep.
Personally, I remember dressing up all the way till high school, actually. Before we graduated, it was something that everybody did. Everybody enjoyed doing it. I used to dress up as zombies, put the makeup, scars and stuff. It was pretty repetitive what I would do. I remember I don't really remember a costume that really like got into my mind, but there's one that I thought that was really cool. It was the character from Scary Movie, with the elongated white face. There was a mask like that. Ghostface, yeah. There was a mask like this with a little heart pump that you would pump up and blood would spill across the face without wetting yourself or anything. It would recycle itself. I thought that was really creepy and ingenious at the same time. My tinkering side was like, ooh, this is cool. I want to know how it works. Do you remember decorating your house and front yard when you were younger? Oh, you want to say something? Go ahead, Whiplash.
So, I actually do remember, in high school, we still actually did dress up in high school. I remember I used to wear glasses when I was a kid, or at least in middle school and high school. So, what I did was to dress up as a nerd. What I did is I put tape. I dressed up like the normal 80s nerd. I put tape around the center of the glasses, tucked my shirt in, got a pencil pocket for the flannel shirt I was wearing, and some khaki short or the khaki pants, shorts. I can't remember that, and some like nice dress shoes. And I was like, and slick back hair. And I was.
Sounds good. I'd love to see a picture of that. That sounds amazing. It sounds quite funny.
I made it work too good.
Oh man, the thing we would do, what I really like about Halloween is that it really makes you think, and it can create a lot. It stimulates your creativity because you have to think of something different, right? And you're like, how am I going to achieve this goal? How am I going to make that costume or that outfit I want to do? So this is one of the reasons I really enjoyed Halloween for. It was just like coming up with costumes and makeup and stuff like that. Yes, I would do the same thing, but I would try different techniques, different outfits, and mix stuff around. But the other thing I really enjoyed doing was kind of decorating the house. We had those fake spider webs you would put like on the trees. Those my god, I'm struggling with the words in English. Ribbons you would put around that says like danger or horror. I don't know if you guys remember
the caution tape.
Yeah, the caution tape. Yeah, you also had those like kits of bags you would put leaf in. One was like a giant spider, some were zombies and dead bodies. I thought those were really cool. Did you do any of these when you were younger?
No.
No decoration.
No, I mean my family, we would always get a pumpkin or two or three. We would every year we would sit down one weekend, and my mom would use the knife, and she would scoop out the inside of the pumpkins, and she would tell us to draw the faces on the jack-o'-lanterns. And then she would cut out the jack-o'-lantern, so we would all carve the pumpkins together.
Oh yeah,
that was the extent of our decoration, though, because she was more focused on getting us our costumes, making sure that everything else was in place. She didn't have time to do the decorations.
I know in my area, a lot of people, they really enjoy. I don't know if it's like a Canadian thing, but I know a lot of people, they really love to decorate their houses for either Halloween or Christmas. It's pretty much the two most popular ones. We don't celebrate a lot of stuff in Canada, like Thanksgiving, it was last week. But we don't really do much about it. You guys in the States, you celebrate that a lot stronger than what we do. We take it as a free day off, basically. For us, our big day is like Christmas. Wow, damn it, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Anyways, Whiplash, in your house, did you decorate your house when you were younger?
Should I begin?
Oh.
Oh, yes. As a child, my houses, or at least my house. So it was my house and my neighbor, which was my godmother. Like my godmother and my mom would always like go in together on like getting Halloween decorations, and we would like make the outside like so how the way we build our decorations is we got bales of hay, and then we had all these like plastic pumpkins and maybe some plastic characters that you used to find in Walmart, maybe Big Lots, Kmart when Kmart used to be a thing, Lowe's, Home Depot, and we would just decorate the outside with them and put like the small little pumpkin statues on top of the hay bales and nail them in to the hell or the Bay of Hell so they wouldn't fall over during the wind time, because during wind in Florida or during fall time in Florida the wind comes greatly for some reason. So that we had blow-ups. Outside was like fantastic. Honestly, during Halloween time, I love decorating outside. I mean, during inside, we had this giant dining table. We used to have a bunch of Halloween decorations. We'd put on to it and then cover it with some webs and then put some spiders on it. And oh my god, I remember all that. I still remember almost most of the decorations that we have. That's how much I loved doing it as a child.
Yeah, my mother used to do the same. Actually, I forgot about this, but she had those cute little wooden decoration or cute little Halloween stuff she would put all around the house. My mother had a really fun time decorating the house for either Valentine's Day, Halloween, Christmas, and she had like those Tupperware, not Tupperware, but Rubbermaid containers, which she would put everything in storage in the meantime, because those decorations can take quite a lot of space. But oh man, so many fun memories. Did you guys do any sort of like cooking for Halloween? I don't know. I know we used to take the pumpkin seeds and put them in the oven with salt on it. Did you guys do any sort of stuff like that?
See, I don't like pumpkin.
Ah.
I hate pumpkin so much. But no, not really. I mean, Halloween, at least for us, is just, a holiday, or at least in my situation, my mom's birthday. So, I mean, really don't do anything for Halloween. But now as an adult, I have friends and they'll have Halloween parties on the weekend before Halloween. So, it get destroyed, which I'm going to do this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about you, Kit? Now you work. Currently, you're working at a bakery, right? You're making a lot of.
Yes.
Stuff. Did you do stuff like that when you were younger?
No, not at all.
Oh.
There were a few years my mom would make the roasted pumpkin seeds. That was pretty much it, though. Like. Yeah, no, not too much. Nowadays, though, absolutely. I have made pumpkin gelato, which is delicious. One of my coworkers makes a pumpkin cheesecake, and that's also really good. I have to be careful not to bring anything home from work, or I'm gonna gain so much weight. Oh man.
I mean, I find curves attractive, so don't mind me about that part. But yeah, go ahead, Whiplash.
I was gonna say, I think like our holidays are switched around when it comes to food, because our Thanksgiving is when the food comes alive. Like,
Oh yeah.
like, to be fair, it's like Thanksgiving for us is two things. It's Black Friday and it's food. That is legitimately it. We celebrate Thanksgiving for a reason, but it's not the reason that we celebrate it for anymore. It's food and Black Friday. It's shopping and food. That's all it is. On Thanksgiving, like, if you can survive Thanksgiving without dying of food overdose, then you're good.
That's usually how our Christmas work in Canada is: gift and bunch of food. So everybody would go into a food coma by midnight. It's crazy. Calling to all Top Dogs fan, you want some cool stuff? You can by subscribing to our service subscription on Discord or Patreon. Become a podcast supporter today to get exclusive, raw, and uncut footage of your favorite podcast episodes. Join supporter meetups and talk with the podcast team and the other member of the podcast. Plus, get a custom-made paw emoji and other goodies that comes with our $2.99 a month subscription. But wait, there's more. Whiplash. Upgrade to the Podcast Supporter Plus and get episode voting, supporter feedback, and be part of the live audience for only $5.99 a month. Plus, get sneak peeks of upcoming ideas, merchandising, and more. You don't have to join these subscriptions, but it does help us out a lot. And for everyone that has subscribed, thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. And if you don't follow us on our socials and like our video, Whiplash is going to threaten you with something.
See, if you don't, go follow us on all our wonderful platforms that we're on, or subscribe to us on Discord or YouTube. See, the candy that you're gonna get this year, I'm gonna find your house. I'm gonna break into it. And I'm gonna light that shit on fire.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Arson. You will light them up outside to make sure it doesn't burn the house, just to make things clear.
Yeah, I gotta make sure safety.
Yeah. Dad, what's that light in the yard? Oh, what is it? Bonfire with all the candies flaming up. That'd be something. All right, guys. So now we all become adults now. So I'm pretty sure that Halloween, the meaning of Halloween and how we celebrate has pretty much changed over the years. Now, I'm going to start with you, Kit. How do you celebrate Halloween nowadays? Do you still dress up? Maybe you have relatives you go trick-or-treating with? What do you do exactly?
I still enjoy dressing up. I think it's fun. I walk around downtown where I live because all the shops give out candy for trick or treat. The area I work in is a huge focus on locally owned businesses. And so they always have a lot of trick or treaters downtown. So I like to dress up and go walk around and go shopping while I'm dressed up.
I gotta admit, it sounds super fun. Did you go with relatives
it is.
sometimes? They were like, can I have Uncle Kit like go trick-or-treating with you or something?
Well, my only niece just turned 1. So she's not quite up to trick or treating without mommy just yet. But no, I'll meet up with my friends downtown and we'll just walk around together.
Did you have like special events happening in local bars or restaurants? They had like Halloween nights with costume contests. Did you had any of those in your area where you would go?
They have in the past, but it also depends on what day of the week Halloween falls on. So most of the downtown businesses are closed on a Monday. And then obviously everything is closed downtown on Sundays. So for Sunday and Monday, the downtown area is dead. So if Halloween falls at the beginning of the week, it doesn't happen. But if Halloween falls on a Friday or Saturday when all the businesses are open later, they usually will have some sort of an event going on.
Did you go with friends? Did you assist many of them, or?
Yeah, just hang out with friends. Go out for drinks,
cool.
Walk around. Some of the places they'll usually have some cocktail special, or
fun.
Oh God, yes. The right bartender who knows what they're doing can create a wonderful drink.
I'm wondering what Arden could make if we had it on the show and do a special episode where he would make Halloween cocktails. I think that would be really interesting. He was very skilled when he made our drinks, all three of us. I thought it would be cool to see what he could do. I'm still wondering what he did, because at FW 2023 I gave him a bottle of maple whiskey. It's basically whiskey with maple syrup in it, and it's something you only get in Quebec. And I brought some to the con, and I emptied my bottle in the whole night because I gave some to everybody, and everybody absolutely loved it. I think it was pretty unanimous on that part. I'm wondering if you could do something like that. For us in Canada, pumpkins, we do, it's pumpkin season and stuff like that, but we do bring maple syrup and maple stuff inside, even though it's supposed to be in spring. But we do have some of it all year long, so we do incorporate it in recipes and stuff. It has a good positive vibe and memory associated to that. What about you, Whiplash? How do you celebrate Halloween nowadays, since you're an adult? What do you do?
Well, two things. One, like I said, normally my friends like to throw a party on the Saturday before Halloween, or if Halloween lands on that Saturday, then that. But pretty much that's what I'll do. Is I'll go to the party, have fun with friends, just get drunk, and do whatever happens that night. But on Halloween, since it was my mom's birthday and she likes to hand out candy in her neighborhood, so I'll go to her house and just hand them out with her in fursuit.
Okay, that sounds about right. That sounds fun. I don't really do much nowadays, being an adult. My friends don't really do parties. I wish they did. If I don't organize anything, nothing happens. It kind of sucks. I wish people around me, my friend circle, would take initiative a bit more. We used to have Halloween parties inside my family with my grandparents and my uncle. It used to be something they would do sometimes on their own, but now we're being older, we can actually participate. And last year I was supposed to go. I had something planned. I couldn't go. But my sister and we look so much alike that we were supposed to trade roles. So she borrowed my work outfit and my gear and everything, which you've seen me on live stream. on Discord, and she dressed up as me and she put beard and everything. Man, we look goddamn identical. I'll try to send a picture. I'll try to send a picture to Lewis so he can edit the picture. It's scary, man. And I was supposed to dress up as her, and I was all up for it just for the meme factor and the number of times guys told me like, stream, I think you're very handsome, but sadly I wish you had a wig and some, like, basically like, okay, you're really cool, but you know, if you want to do stuff with me, you would have to be a girl, you know. So they kept reference if I had a wig and stuff like that. So I wanted to take that opportunity to take picture and put them in their face, like, this is what I would look like if I would be a girl. And I was ready to shave my chest, shave my legs, wear high heels and everything to go all the way, and just me and my sister take a picture together would have been the best thing ever. I've never been excited to dress up as a woman my whole goddamn life, just for the meme factor and for the laugh it would bring.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
Yeah, that
consider
would be
myself
fun,
as a
actually.
very masculine man, so I don't like anything that is feminine, but for that bit though, I was all in for it.
Oh gosh.
You want to say something?
Years
No, I'm good.
Go ahead, Nick.
years
Okay.
years ago, my husband for Halloween, he and some of his friends, keep in mind these are all old guys. My husband and some of his friends, they dressed up as Donna Summer and the Supremes.
Oh my god,
So
I
they
don't
were-
know what that is, but
they were-
sounds hilarious though.
It was an all-female singing group from, I believe, the 70s.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
No way, that's hilarious.
Oh, I've still got a picture around here of that somewhere. I'll have to look it up and find it just for laughs.
Okay,
oh,
if
man,
you find it,
they
send
were-
it to actor Howless. He'll edit it in the video.
They were so ugly. It was so bad.
Must have been quite something, man. I'm just trying to picture it in my mind. It must be, oh man, a bunch of men that don't know how to put dresses, doesn't know how to put makeup, do their hair. It must
God.
be quite a sight seeing for sure.
No,
The wigs
none,
must have been great.
none of them shaved.
Oh really? That makes it even
None
worse.
of them shaved.
Does it wear high heels too? Working like
They-
super awkwardly.
yes.
Oh my
The
god.
high heels, wig, dress, beard.
You know what?
Oh my
I'm
god,
down
people
for that.
must have been dying around them of laughter. Must have been
No,
insane.
it was hilarious. It was worth it.
I'm down for that actually.
Did you
I
wanna-
would absolutely dress like a woman.
You would do
I mean,
it?
I
or
could
would
do it
not?
already almost. I wouldn't. I mean, I can almost do it. Almost. I have to ask for it.
Maybe it's something we should do for like if we go to a con and there's Halloween or something, we all dressed up as like women or including fiction. That would be kind of interesting. See how that goes. That would be quite something. I think just for
What was
the
it,
meme
fiction?
factor, it's worth it.
I don't know if fiction would do that though. He'd probably dress up as Elvis or his favorite wrestler.
Yeah, that's true. I'm wondering what he would dress up as. Elvis, he would totally fit with that. I think that'd be cool. Oh man.
You know, I can
One
imagine
thing
now.
yeah. One thing I still do today that I was going to mention is that since my husband owns a restaurant, sometimes they do have like themed parties based off Halloween. So they invite people to dress up. So that's always something fun to do. Last year, what we did is my husband dressed up as Gandalf from Lord of the Ring. And I dressed up,
Oh.
I put back my Master Chief armor that I made when I was 18 years old. I used to have YouTube videos of me working on it. I started at 16 actually, but finished at 17 or 18. And I used to love to go to Halloween contests with my Master Chief armor from Halo 3 that I built myself out of fiberglass and resin and all that stuff. That thing was built like a tank, but if I would throw myself against the wall, the armor would be fine. I would be so much pain. Those sharp edges going in. Oh, it was something. It was horrible. It was so noisy and clunky. But I'll send a picture of me and my husband dressed up to actor. It's something I really do enjoy quite a bit, and I hope our restaurant is going to do another Halloween party again. Those are always fun and always a great hit. It's fun to see what people come up with. I just love seeing people's creativity concerning some of their outfits. Some are goofy as hell, some are realistic, and people are going really far away. Sometimes it's impressive, to say the least. No, now we're adults too. Oh, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Listen to you.
Oh, okay. I'm not used to it. I don't do this very often, so it's. I'm a bit nervous, but I hope it goes well. so now we're adult. We all own our own places. Either you're renting a house, you're owner of a house, renting a condo, whatever. Do you guys actually decorate for Halloween? Do you do anything special with your place, whether it's an apartment or it's a house? I'll start with you, Whiplash.
Yes. We did put some Halloween decorations out on the porch and put some bulbs out in the yard. It's not like how it used to be when I was a youngin'. To be fair though, I actually wouldn't mind asking my mom if I can get some of those old decorations and put up still. Because I still love those old things. I wonder if they're even still together because it's been like 20 years.
Oh boy.
But yes, candy as well. I still do. Well, so I don't do it because, like I said, I go to my mom's house. But my roommates, they do pass out candy on Halloween.
Oh, okay, so you kind of decorate your house to make sure that people know that they can go get candy, and then your roommate takes care of the distribution. Let's just say. Sounds cool. Honestly, I haven't done it much. Since I moved to my new house, we're in a corner where nobody comes at all, so I don't even bother putting Halloween decorations. Now, I do have smart light bulbs that cover the facade of my house. And what's really cool is that I have options for them where I can turn like a Christmas theme, I can put Halloween themes or a Valentine's Day theme. But even then, nobody comes around. When we tried decorated once or twice, and we had 3 people that came. So we realized that it was just not worth it. We live like in a corner of a street. For some reason, nobody comes here, which is sad because I'd love to give out candy, and I would dress up either with my Master Chief armor or my fursuit, which is another good costume. What about you, Kit? Do you decorate your place?
No, I'm in the same boat you are. My husband and I, when we first bought our house, we did the first year, and we had 0 trick-or-treaters. So that was a lot of work for nothing. So after that, we just didn't bother.
Well, do you guys feel like there's been a decline in people trick-or-treating, or do you still think like there's a lot of people going at it?
To me, especially where I live at now, I mean, I live in a neighborhood, so I mean, of course, I see it. To me, I feel like it's still prominent because it's still kids getting free candy. Regardless of what you say. We all were kids. We ate the shit out of candy. So, in that mindset, kids getting free candy, they're still gonna go for it. And I see quite a few of them still.
What about you?
I don't see it in my neighborhood, but I think the reason is, actually, I've seen where they'll load up like a lawnmower trailer and fill it with hay bales, and then they take it a few neighborhoods down to a higher income neighborhood, and so they have a hayride and they go trick-or-treating in the high income neighborhoods as opposed to the low income neighborhoods. I would assume because they get better candy from better houses.
I was considering. I feel like I feel it's pretty much the same as it used to be, but I feel like people, for us, I know in my time when you were starting, like when you would hit high school, you would start to be a bit too old. Like socially, it wouldn't be so much. It was kind of weird. If you're more than 13 or 14 years old, you were considered a grown-up. It was kind of weird when you would go for trick-or-treating. Now I feel that it is being a lot more accepted nowadays, where it doesn't matter that much. Do you also think that's what's going on, or do you think it's pretty much the same? Like, what do you think is the appropriate age group to go trick-or-treating?
Like between 4 and 13. I think like that's the appropriate age group for trick or treating. Now, you can dress up for Halloween no matter the age because that's just for fun. But trick or treating, yeah, I think about 4 to like I say like like elementary to middle school. Like after 8th grade, high school is when you should drop it.
Yeah, kind of drop it. I still see a lot of people that are like 14, 15. They don't even bother putting first like costumes, and they just go at the end of the run and just pick up the remaining candy. I don't know if you've seen people do that.
Yeah, some. I've seen some around my neighborhood.
They just don't care. They like, okay, whatever. What about you, kid?
Yeah, like it's like when they pull up and they get out of the driver's seat of the car and they come up and knock on the door and say trick or treat. Like, whoa. This is for the kids. You just drove yourself up here. You're not a kid anymore. Go back home, dude. That's a little much.
Yeah, it's like no effort, just zero effort. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna I'll take the rest of your stock. My nephews has done something fairly similar. They were 14 or 15 years old, and they were like picking up the leftovers. They would. Did you guys have sometimes kids or like older people that would show up the next day to pick up the remaining candy if you had some? Did you guys have any of these happen to you? Yeah, we did. We did.
Oh my god!
I mean, the audacity! That was like, wow, outrageous. Did you have any of these guys do that?
No, I've never seen that before.
Oh my god!
It's like, can you spare some candy for the poor, please?
Oh man.
No.
Right, so
the day after, the adults that feel like they need the candy that bad should just go to the grocery store and get the half price candy like everybody else.
They don't want to spend money. It's free.
Oh. No,
they have no shame.
If it's left over, it's yours.
Yeah. God.
Oh my god. I can't believe it's the only one in all 3 of us that it happened. Like, I would say once every 3 years, there would kids be like, hey, like, do you still have leftover candies from yesterday? Like, we'd love to have them. I'm like, no, we don't. Have a good day. Bye. Just close the door.
Oh my god.
All right, so I got one last question for you guys before we close off this episode. So we talked about trick-or-treating and stuff, but there's other events. Haunted houses. Do you guys love haunted house? Have you ever been to a haunted house, or do you avoid them at all costs?
You want
to go? Yeah, go ahead.
Obviously, kid wants to.
I don't like scary things. I don't like scary. I don't do scary. I don't watch horror movies. But a couple hours west of me, there's a small town that has literally one stoplight and nothing else. But their volunteer EMS services run a haunted house. All proceeds go back into their volunteer EMS services, their emergency services. And they will have so many people lined up. Like, you could stand in line for hours. Like, it's that big a deal. What they do, though, is they offer a no scare tour where one of the volunteers on staff walk you through the entire haunted house with a flashlight. And as you enter the next room, they tell you, hey guys, don't scare this person. And so the actors, they come out of their hiding places calmly, and they walk you through what would happen, because I wanted to give to that community. I wanted to appreciate the work and the effort put into it, but I didn't want to be scared. And they put so much work into it. It was really cool because they start working on it in July.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, they're going all in for this.
Damn, okay.
Yes.
That's interesting though. A no scared haunted house. Huh. That's not new. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, we used to have one. I lived down a hill, and up the hill there was an ice rink and a swimming pool, and It's very far for me. I don't remember exactly, but I remember the city would organize a haunted house you could go to. I was scared of those. I was like, no way, man. I'm not going to those places. I hate being scared. I hate jump scares. I don't like horror games. My only exception is Dead Space because I've got so used to it that I could anticipate the jump scares. It didn't affect me anymore. But I was like, no, I would avoid these. We also have a Six Flag park called La Ronde. It wasn't Six Flag back then. It was something else. But they always had a special Halloween edition where the park would open just for Halloween, and they would have like people and creatures walk the streets, guys with chainsaws with no chains on them. And they had a haunted house to go to, and all my friends wanted to go. I was like, no, man, you guys go. I'll stay right here and eat my cotton candy. No way, I'm not going in there. All right. So, do you guys want to add anything before we close this off?
You like
I mean,
scary
I like-
stuff, don't you, Whip?
Oh, I love horror stuff. I love going to haunted houses. I go to one every year, actually. There's actually a new one around where I live at I want to go to. I'm planning on going to it at least not this weekend, but the weekend afterwards. I love horror attractions. You have to understand. You still get scared regardless because jump scares exist and your body's going to react to it. But it's just fun and exhilarating to me. And horror movies to me, like, I love horror movies. Even the ones that are very, very, very gory. It's just like... I enjoy them. They're fun to watch. Okay, I would say the one horror movie in the recent decade that has actually made me legitimately jump was probably The Conjuring.
I'm not going.
I love that movie.
Every time I see ads for those scary movies, I'm like, "F that, man! I'm not going. I'm not going."
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I don't want to die. Oh man, but it's great. I gotta say, to finish it off, I think Halloween is a really fun holiday. You can do so many things, you can see so many things, you get to socialize with people, see friends, see family. I think it's just a great celebration. It's something that is worth celebrating, spending the time, put a little effort, and make it a memorable day every year. So yeah, I think we're gonna conclude today's episode. Did you guys want to add any final words before we close this off for today?
If you go trick-or-treating, be safe. Don't walk in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
and please
that's
go
the
with
best
friends
thing.
and family at least. And if you're wearing all black, make sure to have one or two pieces on your costume that is reflective. Either you get some of those reflective, markers you can wear as a necklace. And make sure that all the candies you're eating, before you eat them, inspect them to make sure they haven't been tampered with and they're properly sealed. We don't want people to get poisoned. And stay safe out there. It can be dangerous. Do you have any advice to give out, Whiplash?
For the adults, don't drink and drive.
Yes.
Especially when you go to the Halloween parties. Because you know it's going to happen.
Stay safe, everybody.
Call an Uber.
So thank you guys for joining us on today's episode. I hope you guys have a wonderful morning, wonderful day, wonderful evening, wonderful night, and we'll see you in next week's episode. Good night, good day, goodbye.
Good night. Day, morning, whatever.
Yeah, happy trick-or-treating. Oh, Jet. At the last minute, as always. On cue. And we're done. This is Jet. He's like, oh, Dad is finished. Hello. Oh, man. That was fun.
Pussies.
Okay, Jet, you need to get off. What do you mean, pussies?
Okay, they started recently doing these things at haunts and houses and stuff like that where you buy no scare stuff, and it's like, why bother even going if you're buy that shit?
Because usually the setup they do is really freaking cool, and it's this is the one thing I really like about haunted houses is